and women get beat and raped and sold every day. And it's a harsh reality to face, but it's the truth, and I don't want people to hide from it. AIJM stands for International Justice Mission. It's a human rights organization. The main idea behind it is that there's still 27 million slaves in the world today.
They're people. I mean, they are people like me and like you, and they have faces and names and stories and families. And
there are 27 million slaves in the world today. If you don't understand, that's a lot. That's not just a number.
Alabama AIJM is just a group on campus that seeks to promote and help AIJM.
They care about justice, and it's ultimately a human rights agency, and they do all kinds of things with law, with sex trafficking, with going into mostly developed countries, and working in incredible ways.
So what that means is AIJM is involved in every level of setting slaves free. They put the bad guys in jail, they set up new laws so that it can't happen again. They actually rescue people from the situations that they were in and help them start a new life, and they do all this through the power of prayer. So I think the way that they're involved in every aspect of it is the reason that I personally care about it so much.
It is fun, it is fantastic, it is 11 of my best friends on a one leadership team, and then what's wonderful, it's like a little community group in one. And we're all here together to fight for the same thing, and that's for freedom.
I think slavery looks so different today than what we normally think of when you think of a slave. I think historically we have this very vivid picture of what a slave looks like, but today it can look so different.
A slave is someone whose life is literally changed to the point where they don't even know what's right and what's wrong, because someone else tells them what's right and what's wrong.
It's any person who has no chance of fighting back at the situation that they've been put in. They're being forced either by physical pain or emotional and mental threats, or even threats to the people that they love, to be in a situation that they would not otherwise be in.
It can look so different. I mean, anywhere from the 6-year-old that is in a brothel every single day of her life, to families that from generation to generation have worked in the same brickyard 13 hours a day, you know, just because they had to pay off a debt and there's no legal system there to protect them.
That are being constrained to the point where they can't live their lives because they're not allowed to, because someone says they can't. And that is why we're here. That is what Alabama AIJM is.
First of all, I believe the global, worldwide problem, it affects all of us through the products that we buy, through the things we watch on the internet or on TV. It's all tied together.
There are slaves working for you right now through forced labor. They made your phone. They probably made your clothes.
But even if you don't look at that, we can look right here in the South. Atlanta is the number 13 city for human trafficking in the entire world. And we can even go further than that. We can look in the state of Alabama. The I-20 corridor is one of the worst roads for trafficking in the entire country. And right now, we don't have laws set in place that can combat that are sufficient.
The reality of them being in a situation that millions of people are in. I mean, it makes it really personal, and it's devastating.
And the fact that there's people's voices that can't be heard, but mine can be heard. I'm here because I have the chance to be here. I can be here.
If we are to be the church of God, how can we sit by and let this happen? How can we be the hands and feet of Christ if we're not going and we're not taking care of the widows and the orphans and the oppressed, just as the scriptures say again and again and again? This is what God cares about. So the people of God, His people, should care about it just as much. So if we're not going, nobody's gonna go.
Jesus came, died on the cross, and got us out of our prison cell, and let us know that grace is the avenue for which we may make the escape to live this wonderful life that he calls us to. And Alabama IJM is a freedom fighter for that.